students. Welcome to your second to last week before you graduate from high school. I can hardly believe it. It seems like we just started your last year, and for some of you it seems like I just remember when you first started at Nottingham, and now here you are less than 2 weeks away from your graduating. I know you don't have your graduation ceremony yet, but you're graduating from high school. You have no more school. Speaking of graduation, I know that St. Louis Public Schools has said that they are going to do a physical graduation for you guys, maybe in July or August, and they're not exactly sure what it's going to look like, but you will be having a physical graduation, so you do have that to look forward to, and I cannot wait to be there to support you guys. So this is our communication arts lesson. Last week we started working on preparing for an interview, and you were writing down some of your answers, and we're going to continue on with that this week. So the rest of this week we're actually just going to continue to write some of the answers to common interview questions that you'll probably have. So you're going to write down your answers, and then you can memorize these or study over these before you go to an interview. So the first question is, what are your strengths? A strength is something that you are good at. So you're going to answer, what are you good at? Are you maybe a really good basketball player? Or are you a really good drawer, which I know I have quite a few drawers in my class. That would be something you really want to include. Or maybe you're really good students and have straight A's, you've done excellent in school. Whatever you're amazing at, talk about it here. And I know that it's really hard to think about stuff you're good at, so ask your family what you're good at, and they can help you at this answer. So for me, I said I'm a hard worker. I got good grades in school. I'm always on time, and I'm excellent in cooking. And I actually made that last one up. I'm really not good at cooking, but I struggled to find out my strengths, and I didn't have any family around to ask, so I just put that on there to have something more to write. So I want you guys to write down everything that you're good at on here. The next one is another question that they always ask, and that is, what are your weaknesses? Weakness is another great vocabulary word for this lesson, and that is something that you're not great at yet, but that maybe you want to work on and get better. These are tough questions to answer. Whatever you say is your weakness, whatever you say is something you're not good at, make sure you are able to talk about how you are working on being better at that. So some good things that people maybe could mention for this are maybe how you're not great at time management yet, but you're working on that, or you're not great at organization, but you're working on that, or you're not great about making work a priority. So there are weaknesses that are ones that you can work on. Like I said before, it's important when you're talking about your weaknesses that you can say that it's something you're working on. So I said that I am not always great at separating work from home time, especially during this coronavirus and working from home. I find that I'm working all the time, not just regular school hours. I'm working in the evenings, and I've noticed that I'm maybe not prioritizing family time because I'm trying to do school stuff. So that is a weakness, not being able to separate work from home. And this used to be a really big problem of mine, and I have gotten better at it. I used to be a really big procrastinator, so I might say I tend to procrastinate. But what I've done is start making small goals for myself along the way so that I'm not waiting last minute for any projects or something that I have due. And to procrastinate, if you don't know what that means, is I push things off to the end. So like, let's say I have a paper due tomorrow. What I used to always do is start my paper today, even though it's due tomorrow. So what I've done to work on that is say, I've had this assignment for 4 weeks. Week 1, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Week 2, I'm going to do this. And so then I'm not doing it all the night before. So I want you guys to write down some weaknesses that you have and be prepared to explain how you are working on those things. The next couple questions are kind of easy. These are, what days and hours are you available to work? Make sure that you're honest here. Don't say I'm available to work all the time just to be able to get the job, because what if they put you on night shift and you are not going to make it working overnights? So make sure that you're honest and put the hours and times that you can come. So maybe if you're still in school, which doesn't apply to you guys anymore, but you could have said I can work from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. and all day on the weekends. But now you guys can say whatever hours you want. So I am available 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. I know that getting to work before 7 a.m. is not a strength of mine, so I'm not going to put that I can be there at 5. And I don't want to work the overnight shift, so I said I will only work from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So you guys just write down whatever you want. Or you know that Sunday is a church day. Make sure you don't put Sundays on there. Just say you're available Monday through Saturday. Just make sure you're honest in that question. The next one is, would you be willing to work holidays? There are some jobs like teaching or working in a school where you don't have to work holidays. And that is definitely a bonus of this job. My husband is a nurse and he used to have to work every other holiday. So he'd be working Christmas, he'd be working Thanksgiving, or if you're working retail or sometimes fast food or just different jobs, you do have to work holidays. So let them know what holidays you'll be able to work. Maybe you can't work a holiday because you know that every year on Christmas Eve you have a big family reunion and you can't miss that. So then make sure you put, I can't work Christmas Eve. But if it's a job where you are required to work some holidays, don't say you can't work every single holiday because you're not going to get the job. You're going to have to, if you know you can't work on Christmas Eve, maybe say, I can work on Christmas Day. So I put, I'm willing to work every other holiday. So that's your Wednesday sheet. And I forgot to say this. So in Microsoft Teams, I'll have these labeled Communication Arts Wednesday response sheet, Thursday, Tuesday. So that was your Wednesday response sheet. Here's your Thursday Teams homework. This will say Communication Arts Thursday response sheet. And I just want you to write your answers to these in there so I can see what you were going to write and offer any feedback if I need to. This next question says, do you have any transportation? So employers want to make sure that you're going to be able to get to work on time. Don't worry if you can't drive yet or you don't have a car. That's not a requirement to get a job, but they just need to make sure that you can get there. So you just need to make sure you have that answer. Are you going to take the bus? Or is somebody going to drop you off and pick you up every time? Are you going to use Call a Ride? Do you live close enough that you can walk? They're going to want to know that. So I said, I do not have transportation, but I do know how to ride the bus. And I will get bus training on how to get this job before I start. So that could be something similar you could say if you are going to be riding the bus. Let them know that you're going to have the route down before your first day because you don't want to be late on your first day because you don't know how to get there. And I know you guys maybe remember when Nyla started riding home, the bus from school, her dad helped her learn the route home before she did it by herself. You can have your family do that with you before you start riding the bus to your first job. And then the last question is, when are you available to start? Be specific in your answer. Can you start tomorrow? Or maybe the week after football practice ends? Or maybe when you graduate? Be specific because they want to know when they can start scheduling you. So I'm pretending I'm applying for Target to work in the summer. So I said I am available to start May 23rd when my full-time job is over. You could say I'm available to work after May 15th is your guys' last day. So I'm available to work May 16th or whatever. Just make sure you're specific. Or you could say I'm available to work as soon as possible. So those are your mock interview questions. And this is for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What I want you to do on Friday is give a family member these sheets. and have them pretend to interview you and answer these questions. Do a mock interview, a practice interview, because the more you practice something, the better you're going to be when the time comes. So good luck on your interviewing, because I know you guys are going to be applying for jobs and have to start interviewing soon. So practice, practice, practice. Have a good day.